Hollywood's swankiest restaurant just got an all-new expensive menu, but will anything dethrone the Cobb salad? Let's go find out. Today we are headed to the Hollywood Brown Derby here in Disney's Hollywood Studios. This is a signature read expensive restaurant located inside the park. It is named after the original located in Hollywood, where the stars of Hollywood's heyday used to come dine. It's themed after that way, and they even serve some dishes from the original, including, like I mentioned, the famous Cobb salad, which is one of my favorite Disney eats of all time. But we're not getting the Cobb salad today. Don't worry, it's still on the menu. We are trying some of the dishes from their all-new revamp to see if this is somewhere you should eat during your visit. Just like the original, the wall is full of caricatures of famous people, and if you see ones in gold frames, that means they're original ones. But there's another cool iconic thing you can come look at that not a lot of people realize. It's right here in the front. They have this guest book, and celebrity guests that visit can sign it, and they turn it to a different page every day, so it's always fun to see who it is. Today it's James Arnold Taylor, who voiced Obi-Wan in a lot of the cartoon Star Wars films and series, and then Bill Justice, who made Chip and Dale. He's the Imagineer, or the animator. That's awesome. I love coming in here because it's definitely got that old Hollywood glam vibe. Thank you. Taking a look at this almost all new menu. Let's start with the appetizers. We've got scallops, a roasted tomato cream soup, tomato and burrata salad, a charcuterie, which is great. They've had that shrimp cocktail, a local greens and strawberry salad, a tuna carpaccio niçoise salad, and escargot casino. So we're going to grab a few of those new items. They've got some new entrees. They've got the filet with Walt Disney's roast beef hash. That is a 50th item. A salmon dish, a new chicken dish. Of course, they still have the famous Cobb salad. I absolutely recommend that. The seasonal fish, tomato risotto, shrimp and scallops Newburg, and a braised short rib. Some enhancements for your meal: asparagus, shrimp mac and cheese, and spoon bread. Yum. As well as some desserts. The Grapefruit Cake is a classic. They've got a 50th Baked Alaska creme brulee, a chocolate coconut cake, and a decadent flourless chocolate cake. So always good stuff here at the Brown Derby. Excited to try some new items. As far as the kids go, the main items are that they have different grilled meats. They also have a vegetarian pho and a hot dog if you've got pickier eaters. And then the kids get to choose some sides, whether it be fruit, apples, potatoes, etc. This is maybe not one of the most kid-friendly restaurants in Disney World. However, it is a signature restaurant, so they're going to strive to make everybody as happy as possible. They've also, of course, got a lot of drinks. We have a full drink menu here. They're known for their cocktails. They have a full cocktail bar, lots of famous items. They're known for their martini and their margarita flights, where you try small versions of their classic cocktails. Those are really fun. The Shirley Temple is rumored to have originated at the real Brown Derby, so you can get a Shirley Temple. You can also get a grapefruit cake martini, which is a nod to the famous grapefruit cake dessert, which did start at the original as well. And then they've got a fantastic wine, cognac, and reserve list here on the back. Starting the meal off with the Derby cocktail. It's one of their signatures here. It's Gentleman Jack, Florida honey syrup, and pink grapefruit juice, and then it has a glow cube in it. The glow cube used to be in the shape of a bowler hat, like in a derby hat, which is adorable, but unfortunately they don't have those right now. So I just got a regular glow cube. But it's a very pretty drink, and I'm hoping it's not too sweet. Also arriving at our table, we have the bread. It's just really good white dinner rolls, and then it comes with butter with pink Himalayan sea salt. This bread is very, very good, but I'm going to warn you, don't fill up, because there's a lot of goodness coming. But it is good bread. You should try a little bit. Cheers. Woo, baby. That is delicious. What I like about the Brown Derby is the cocktails are very strong. The cocktails are not sugary sweet. There are some sweet things like that grapefruit cake martini, like some of the margaritas, like some of the martinis, but you can also get a really good classic beverage, and this one's really simple. I love the taste of grapefruit, so that's perfect. It's cutting the Gentleman Jack. Not tasting a bunch of the honey initially, but this is a very delicious cocktail, and a little bit more unusual than like an old-fashioned, which would be my normal go-to. But if you're going to have a cocktail at the Derby, I love the martini flight, and it's really fun. This bread is excellent. I'm trying very hard to listen to my own advice, which is don't fill up on the bread. The food has begun to arrive. This is the roasted tomato cream soup. It's poured tableside. It's got lump crab capers and fried garlic in there, and it smells phenomenal. I'm also being a little bold, and I got the escargot casino, which is, of course, snails, but they're in a roasted garlic bechamel. They have crispy prosciutto and a piquillo pepper crumb on top, and they smell so garlicky and delicious, y'all. First up, the soup. That is a very delicious creamy tomato soup. The crab adds just a little bit of saltiness to balance out the sweetness naturally from the tomato. And I love those little bits of garlic bursting from the fried garlic. Very tasty soup. I could see myself coming in and getting this and the salad if you wanted to do that. I'm also about to dip some of that bread in this. If it's a hot day, maybe you don't want a bowl of hot soup, but it's very good tomato soup. Time for the snails. Let's pop one of these little babies out. Oh yeah. Okay, my initial reaction was they're very hot, but they're actually very good. Snails are normally very chewy, which is why people don't like them, and these ones still have that consistency, but mostly what you taste is the really creamy garlic bechamel, and you get a lot of the crumble from the piquillo peppers as well as the prosciutto bits, so it mostly tastes a little bit crunchy. It's kind of like, tastes like it was breaded, but it wasn't. It's actually delicious. There's saltiness from the snail itself as well as the prosciutto, that garlic creamy sauce. Delish. Escargot certainly isn't for everyone, but if you're gonna try it, I feel like covered in prosciutto and garlic sauce is the way to go. The feast has arrived. Got quite a few of the new dishes to try. Let's start right here with the tomato risotto. It comes with eggplant fritters and a pepper relish. Also have the free-range chicken coq au vin, which has pan-fried potatoes, a thigh confit, and a red wine sauce. Here we have the sustainable salmon coulibac. Can't say that word. It comes with pickled mushrooms, wilted spinach, puff pastry on top, and a mustard dill butter sauce. And the last entree I'm trying, this one I'm super excited about. This is the braised short rib. It comes with a parsnip puree, spring vegetable succotash, and a truffle aioli. Also got two of the new enhancements. Here you have the shrimp macaroni and cheese. It's got a chili garlic remoulade on there, pasta and a cheddar sauce. And then we have spoon bread that comes with lavender honey butter. Yum. I can't resist. I gotta get into the spoon bread. I got a piece out. It is like melting in my mouth. That honey flavor is very prominent, and then there is a little bit of floralness from the lavender. Wow, I could eat a lot of that. It's sweet. It's gonna go great with some of this hearty, savory meat. That is great. Trying this plant-based dish now. So we've got these little eggplant fritters, tomato risotto, and then some pickled veggies. Getting a bite of everything. I love risotto. I also love eggplant. These eggplant fritters are really nice. I tried it on its own. The eggplant fritters definitely taste like eggplant, so you have to like that flavor. I wish they were a little bit crispier, a little bit firmer. I expected more like a falafel, but they're a little bit mushier than that. What the winner is here is this tomato risotto, is that little sweetness from the tomato, and then it mixes perfectly with these pickled vegetables. They bring in that acidity, that vinegar flavor to combat the sweet, and you get this burst of flavor with that. This tomato risotto is excellent, and while I don't think I'd order this again as a meat eater, as a plant-based eater, I think you're getting something very unique and very special, which isn't always the case. I feel like on restaurant menus, a lot of times it feels like the plant-based or the vegetarian options just like thrown together, but not this. Gonna get into the salmon now. I mean, it is just falling apart. Get a little mushroom. I also hate to break this beautiful ornate puff pastry, but gotta do what you gotta do, you know? Okay, the salmon is cooked perfectly. I like the pickled mushrooms on there. I like the spinach on there. Puff pastry, I can eat anything with a puff pastry. But the winner of this salmon dish is this mustard dill butter sauce. You can taste a little bit of sweetness from the mustard. You can taste the dill. It is, I want to put this sauce on everything. So I'm not normally a seafood eater. I'm not someone who would normally order salmon at a restaurant. I would order this again, mostly just for this sauce. So if you are a seafood person, this is a phenomenal salmon dish. And it's very unusual, it's very unique, but it's still simple, delicious, clean flavors. This short rib is just falling apart. I don't even need a knife. I'm gonna get some of the parsnip puree, a succotash. That's the winner so far. I don't think the chicken's gonna top it. That truffle aioli, it is singing right now. I love truffle. It's definitely a strong flavor. That parsnip puree is a little bit sweet, but it's super buttery. The meat is so tender. And the veggies are fresh and adding a little bit of pop. That is a phenomenal short rib. I think I can only think of one better short rib on property, and that's over at Chico. But that is wow, fall off the bone, amazing, incredible. Next up, the chicken, trying to get myself a bite. I'm not one who normally orders chicken in restaurants just because I can cook chicken at home pretty well, but this does look lovely. Also a little mouth surprise with a little pancetta, a little bacon action mixed into the vegetables. That was a delightful surprise, nice and smoky little bacon. This chicken dish is fine. It's probably my least favorite of all these main dishes. Again, I'm probably not going to order chicken when I'm out at a restaurant, and it's a very well-cooked chicken breast, but I'm going to offer something more exciting. Either the cobb salad, which is my favorite here, or one of these other dishes. However, if you are a chicken eater, I don't think you'll be disappointed. It's just not my top pick. And last but not least, the shrimp mac and cheese. Gotta find a shrimpy in here. So some big juicy shrimps in here. Look at that. This mac and cheese is excellent, super duper creamy. And while I do prefer normally like a smoked Gouda or some kind of zesty cheese to kick it up a notch, the shrimp is very nice in there, and it's got enough of this chili breadcrumb on there that's giving it the zest, the oomph that I like in a nice gourmet mac and cheese. This and the short rib, that would be my choice of everything. Truly, the Brown Derby is a great restaurant, and these new dishes are a great highlight of their menu. And topping off the meal with the grapefruit cake. This is a Brown Derby original. It started because there was a famous gossip columnist who was always on one fad diet or another, and she used to go to the Brown Derby in Hollywood after, you know, the shows or the awards or whatever she was doing. And the chef one time asked if he could interest her in dessert, and she said, "No, your desserts are all so fatty. I'm on a diet." And at the time, the grapefruit diet was very popular, so kind of as a joke, the chef made this famous grapefruit cake, and it has since become a tradition at the Brown Derby. So it is a vanilla sponge cake with grapefruit syrup and cream cheese icing. You even got a little bit of grapefruit right there. Yum. It is decadent, it is light, it is airy. I love this vanilla sponge cake, and you do have to like grapefruit because it has the grapefruit layers in there, which add that acidity, add that bitterness that grapefruit is known for. It's not overpowering at all, it just balances out the sweet cake and the cream cheese icing. I think this cake is delicious. I would love to try it with other citrus flavors as well. And if you're a grapefruit person, I say give it a whirl. It's a classic, it's iconic. Again, it also comes in a drink form, but like most restaurants in Walt Disney World, I don't usually recommend eating dessert at your sit-down restaurant. There are so many yummy to-go goodies out in the park, especially if you just had a big meal. So I usually recommend going to grab a Wookiee cookie, a carrot cake cookie, a Num Num cookie. They're big on cookies in this park, as opposed to actually eating dessert in the restaurant. Let's do a little recap. The meal has been fabulous. The food has been excellent. The service has been great, and it's great to come in here. And for some people, a long meal inside a Hollywood Studios day might just be the ticket. So the Brown Derby can be a good choice if you are looking for something a little more upscale, a little something fancier. You want to try that famous cobb salad, which would still be my #1 recommendation, even over everything amazing I tried today. They do have a great menu here, a wide array of menu, as opposed to places like 50's Primetime Cafe and Sci-Fi Diner are a little more niche and a little more limited in their menu. You're going to have a wide array of great food here. On the flip side, it is an expensive restaurant. It's a signature restaurant, so it's not going to be an inexpensive meal. So some people may not want to spend the money, they may not want to spend the time to come sit down at the Brown Derby. All I know is every time I've come, I've had great service, great food, and it is a tried and true staple here at Hollywood Studios. That wasn't my first great meal at the Brown Derby, and it certainly won't be my last. Let us know what restaurants you want to see reviewed down in the comments. In the meantime, friends, go watch my Sci-Fi Dine-In versus 50's Primetime Cafe throwdown. Until next time, friends, it's been magical. Bye!